here at the behest of nobody else changing their stuff and doing it better than you overnight, right? On the right-hand side, the pay-per-click side, you're in complete control. The right-hand side, how you built your website, how well built it is, how great the meta tags are, how well the content is constructed, doesn't matter. Google turns a blind eye to that. They don't care. None of that comes into play. This is very important and a big-time fallacy in the world of search engine marketing. The right-hand side and across the very top, the sponsored link section and the organic section have absolutely nothing to do with one another. They are completely independent of one another. You'll have some people try to tell you, well, if I run a pay-per-click program, that's going to boost my organic ranking. Not true. Not true. They're totally autonomous from one another, okay? Why would that be? Because Google ranks you on the left-hand side based on your actual content. They're not going to count clicks that you get from advertising because they put the user first. Does that make sense? The right-hand side and across the very top, the sponsored link section and the organic section have absolutely nothing to do with one another. They are completely independent of one another. You'll have some people try to tell you, well, if I run a pay-per-click program, that's going to boost my organic ranking. Not true. Not true. They're totally autonomous from one another, okay? Why would that be? Because Google ranks you on the left-hand side based on your actual content. They're not going to count clicks that you get from advertising because they put the user first. Does that make sense? Right? Right-hand side, so Mr. Customer, you spend the money, you invest the energy, you invest the time organically, and not only are there no guarantees about when you'll show up or for how long you'll stay there or for what keywords you'll show up for, but also, even if you get it right, it could take a significant amount of time to have you start showing up there, anywhere between 3 and 9 months. And don't worry, gang, that's what the SEO firms are going to tell them also. They're going to tell them that to protect themselves. They're going to tell them that any changes could take like 6 to 9 months before you actually see any benefit from this, so you're going to tie right into what they've heard from them. The difference is, on the sponsored link side, you pay to play. And so on the right-hand side, Mr. Customer, the reason why people like to deal with me is because it's a sure thing. We get to tell Google, hey, Mr. Google, you pull me up when somebody types in these words. How often you do will be based on the amount of money I'm willing to spend. Roughly 70% of all clicks do go to the left-hand side. Left-hand side, yes. Far more. Far more people click on the left than click on the pay-per-click ads. Absolutely true, 100%.
Well, what are they doing there?
Right.
Research.
Information.
So what, Mr. Customer? What I told you at the beginning of this call, remember, it's all setting it up properly, is that my company deals in generating phone calls for you.
Not clicks.
My company's not interested in clicks and click costs. My company's more interested in generating you the lowest cost leads, and by leads I mean phone calls. Because I'm sure you'd rather have a phone call than a click any day, right? No customer's going to say no to that. If they do, just get up and leave. Forget it, okay? If 70% of the people click on the left-hand side, but on the right-hand side, you're running a call-to-action advertising program that's incenting people to click on you now, and the kicker, I only charge you 1 red penny if somebody clicks on you. Why does it matter what percentage of the people click on the left versus the right? Why does it matter? It costs you nothing when you show up on the right and somebody clicks on the left.
Right.
It costs you nothing. And if anything, it's free branding. It's a free impression. Does that make sense? That's the best way to overcome it. It would matter, Mr. Customer, if I was charging you just for coming up. Then percentages make all the difference in the world, and Google wouldn't have sold any sponsored link advertising. If you got charged just to come up, whether or not you were clicked on, and 70% of people clicked on the left, why would anybody want to buy that on the right-hand side? But if I only charge you when somebody takes the action, clicks on you, and visits your website, then whether it's 10% or 40% of the people clicking over there, doesn't really matter, does it? It becomes negligible. Because all the exposure that you get when you're not clicked on is absolutely free. All of that branding play that you get is free. At the organic listings, here we have just a statement. Protect yourself and your family with personal injury law, bankruptcy services, blah, 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 right? That's not a call to action. If I know I need a bankruptcy attorney, may I look there? Absolutely. If I want further information, especially, that sounds like it would be a great informational site. But if I know I want to buy, what about start Chapter 13 for $75, Chapter 7, $299, free consultation, caring staff?
Call now.
Call now. Which am I more compelled to click on? Especially in an economy the way it is right now, Mr. Customer. Wouldn't I want to get the best deal, the lowest rate, the best bargain, call now, free consultation? Isn't that more compelling for me to click on it and take an action than it is protect yourself and your family with personal injury and bankruptcy services? So now when they click on that and you're charged X amount for that click, they get to your website. And now we're going to talk about websites and conversion pages and how to have good calls to action on there that tie in with what you wrote in the text ad to increase the volume of phone calls that you got. You're dead on, Mr. Customer. That's the very next section of this presentation. Does that make sense? That is. Because when he says that, you know he's agreed with the other stuff. Because he just gave in on the clicks and the percentage of clicks and not getting enough clicks.